Hey, what's up?
The woman who wrote the book, our guest, is here. She's just coming out of the bathroom.
Well, let her settle down. You know, after you go to the bathroom, you need to just sort of let everything settle down.
Yeah, it's not good to go right back on the air after that.
Yeah, you need to let everything coagulate. Sometimes you're uncomfortable right after you go to the bathroom. Yeah, the woman who wrote the book on, she was Mia Farrow's nanny.
Which is a pretty cool job to get.
Yeah, but you know what's weird about writing a book about like squealing on people you work for? What's weird about it is, can you ever get another nanny job, or do you care?
No, you hope to make enough money that you don't need to work as a nanny anymore.
I mean, because do you want to be an author, or do you want to, do you ever want to be a nanny again? See, me, I always hire people from another country and stuff. Because I saw this nanny's pretty good looking.
She's very cute.
I'm surprised Woody didn't try to hit on her.
I was thinking the same thing.
Hey, bring her in. Let's find out if Woody tried to hit on her.
Well, it's interesting because, she talks about the first meeting with Woody, and it sounds kind of weird. Like, Woody's kind of strange.
Yeah, well, there's some good stuff in this book. I got a whole list of questions. I was looking through this book, and...
Yeah, I've been reading the excerpts. I've been quite fascinated.
Like 2 minutes, she's still in the bathroom.
Uh-oh.
Christy's still in the can?
Yeah.
She's not nervous or anything, is she?
I don't know.
What's she doing, dooting or...
Hey.
She looked like she didn't have to do it, but you can't tell.
You never know. You can't tell from looking.
Is there a doot look?
Oh, yes.
Women aren't as good at giving... Like, guys will just say, hey, I got to go doot.
Right.
Women don't tell you
she's
that.
busy. Let's just put it that way. I don't know what she's doing.
Guys really will tell you that.
Oh, yeah. Hey, by the way, while I'm waiting for Christy to come in, let me tell you that... I watched Beverly Hills 90210. They better keep Shannon Doherty on that show. She's good. She's real good and looking good.
That is your suggestion.
Yeah. And Tori Spelling, what's going on? I don't know. They cut her hair and didn't put any makeup on her. She was looking like Ruth Buzzy last night. I swear to God, you had to see it. I don't know what's going on there. Is she okay? Is she ill or something?
Not to my knowledge.
Could someone investigate that for me?
I heard she actually got a job on her own. She's going to be doing this TV movie that her father's not producing.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, good for her. I mean, she's a nice kid. I like her. I just don't know what's wrong with her.
All I ever see, I tune around, and all I ever see when I tune into 90210 is one of the boys yelling, yeah, I got to go do that.
Yeah, that's a big line on that show. Well, it takes talent, too,
Or a guy telling a girl, if you really want this, you got to go all the way.
Yeah.
So that's not enough to hold my interest. I tune right by.
Well, where's Christy? Hope she's okay.
Yeah, I hope she didn't come in here and get sick. She hasn't even seen us yet.
Yeah, right. I got a whole thing to tell you about how Ted Nugent hates me or something. He's like, we're trying to go to war with me.
Hey, bring the noise, as you say.
Hey, Gary, you ought to get him on the phone for later in the 8 o'clock hour. What?
This is in response to what you said the other day? Or it was just in general?
In response to what I said. Hey, Christy. Hey, you're nice. You okay? You were in the can for a while there, I heard. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Man, if my wife...
I even thought she might be foreign or something. She's a regular American girl.
I know. You see, if my wife brought home a nanny like this, there'd be trouble.
Good morning.
My wife would never hire you to be a nanny. Never.
No?
First of all, let me describe you, okay, for guys at home who haven't seen you.
Her pictures don't do her justice.
You're blonde.
The pictures I've seen of you in the press.
Oh, I don't take very good pictures.
Well, you're very pretty.
Thank you.
Would he ever try to take pictures of you on a couch naked with your legs spread? Never, right?
No, he didn't.
I can't believe Woody never hit on you. He never hit on you. Hey, see, maybe Woody isn't such a bad guy.
Wait a minute.
Wait a second. That's impossible.
Woody was looking for somebody vulnerable.
I don't know.
This girl looks like she's got it going on.
I think Woody's blind. That's my theory on the whole thing.
This is the kind of girl that would intimidate the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Really?
So
Why? Diane Keaton he went out with? She's like a Diane
she's
Keaton.
a mess.
But she smacked him into the carpet, too.
How do you know that? What do you know? Get out of here. I'm talking to Jackie the Joke Man.
Like he was there.
No, I'm saying how old are you?
25.
Yeah, I mean, you're hot.
Maybe that's too old for Woody.
You're like a C or D cup? True? Are you, Christy? What? C. Wow. Ooh, Did you ever sit around the pool and stuff at Mia's, like in a bathing suit? And
on the beach, the leech-infested pond? Yeah.
Really? I mean, you've got a really hot body.
Oh, thanks.
No, come on. I mean, let's be honest here.
No, I don't.
You don't?
You know Suni, but...
Suni's skinny.
She's like this.
Yeah, she's a stick.
Unbelievable.
IQ of 94, it says in your book.
He's very thin, frail body. I mean,
Right.
I could basically pick him up and throw him.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
He would be intimidated by her size.
Besides, I'm like
she's
2.5
healthy.
inches taller than him. You know,
So wait a second. You see, listen, now I have a degree of fame. When I go to hire someone to work in the house, I usually get someone who can hardly speak English.
First of all, you don't do the hiring, so just be quiet. Your
Well,
wife goes out.
I give final approvals. And I'm saying, though, the first thing when I would meet Chrissy, I'd say, she's going to write a book about us.
Get her, is what you'd say.
She's going to say,
a junior in college. I didn't have a direction. I mean, it was like...
But I mean, in a sense, it is. I always say it is sort of unfair. You hire someone to work in your house. I mean, you have to come to grips with this, right? I mean, you were hired to work in someone's house.
That's kind of confidential.
It's confidential in a sense. I mean, you get to see things that other people don't get to see.
Right.
Because, you're working in the house. So isn't there sort of like a thing you have to sign when you first walk in that you're not going to squeal? There was nothing like that?
No, nothing.
They just trusted you and figured you wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, but like something happened. So there was a similar case, another suit that a celebrity had against a writer.
Right.
I think it had something to do with the fact that, it was the same thing. They had, information in the house and blah, blah, blah. They wrote a book, but there was never any form signed.
But what about like the Inquirer? Why won't they just hire why don't they get someone to be the nanny at like Cher's house?
But they get those people.
Yeah. They get the real nannies and stuff.
Yeah, they always call the Inquirer anyway.
It is kind of weird, though. Don't you feel kind of weird about it? Like they trusted you and stuff?
No, because I had Mia's blessings when I wanted to write this book.
Oh, Mia said it was okay to write the book?
Yeah, when I first started, I had a lot of support from her.
Really?
And she was she was actually very sweet about it. It was almost...
But she's a pretty private person. I can't imagine she'd want you writing about her.
She is, but we were very close, and I think she knew how I felt about the situation, and I sort of...
She thought you'd be sympathetic.
You were sympathetic to her.
And I was sympathetic.
Right.
I mean, did you get a chance to...
Yes, I saw what it was
written, it was written in a very sympathetic tone.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me get this straight. So you don't want to be a nanny anymore, because no one's going to hire you to be a nanny, true? I mean, on your resume...
I get a really good plastic surgeon.
Yeah, I can't imagine that someone would hire... Like, if you came to me and said, I want to be your nanny...
Your resume is this book.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of... How the hell do you hire a nanny anymore?
Well, I don't think she looks like she wants to be a nanny the rest of her life anyway.
No, it was a college job.
Sure.
And I got swept up in things, and I stayed for a year.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway... you're very hot, and the thing is that you're hotter than Mia. So the point is, like, I can't imagine why Mia wouldn't say, I don't want to lose Woody to the nanny, because, guys run off with the nannies.
She seemed to think there was a problem with Woody, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's weird.
She thought she had him all locked up, I guess.
But it's a weird household, because, first of all, it's strange that Mia Farrow keeps adopting all these kids, blind kids, Viet Cong kids, all kind of kids, and yet... you hear stuff like, well, I had to go to the therapist with my 5-year-old. What 5-year-old is in therapy?
That was all Woody's doing.
Woody was into this therapy thing.
That's like his religion. I mean, he was completely into the therapy. He's the one that got his 2 children.
So would they argue and stuff in front of you and do all that kind of stuff?
I mean, the thing was, in 91, it seemed to me that things were like pretty normal.
Right.
There's anecdotes in the book that sort of go through 91, and things were fairly normal, but they seemed indifferent to each other. I have to admit, they never kissed, they never held hands, they never touched each other.
Yeah, ever been with someone for a real long time?
No.
Right, go ahead. Hey, she's 25. She thinks that's strange.
It's supposed to last forever.
That's called marriage.
No.
Gee, they never kissed or held hands. I walk around all day kissing and holding hands with my wife.
You kiss your wife when you go home.
And 20, yeah, I do. I kiss her. I sure I do. And then I kiss the nanny.
Oh, you.
Yeah, baby. Look at that. Man, you're the nanny?
Let me give you your sugar, too.
Here, come here. I don't want you to feel left out. Why don't you just sleep upstairs with us? Wow, it's hot in here.
But they didn't seem, there didn't seem like there was really a problem.
Right.
But they just...
But he was around a lot.
Now, how come you were a nanny? Like, did you have, like, no money or something?
It was a summer job in college.
I see. So
it was like, and it was a great job because I was being paid by Woody. He was paying me like $10 an hour to like babysit,
right.
swim. I mean, it was like very cushy job.
Right.
You know.
But you have to take care of that menagerie of children, right?
No, because at the time there was actually, she has like 2 separate families almost. She has her family with like Andre Previn.
Right.
Which she has like 6 children.
Right.
And then she had, adopted Dylan.
Right.
And given birth to Satchel.
Right. Listen to what's going on in that house.
Yeah, so where were all these kids?
There were only 2 children that I took care of the first summer.
Oh.
And then the second, like a month after she found the pictures of Suni,
right.
she adopted 2 children. But it was actually...
Did you ever see Woody coming on to Suni?
No.
Is that how you say it, Suni?
Suni, yeah.
That's Suni?
No, it's Suni. That's what they say it. Suni.
Suni.
I was on the inside. I know how to say her name.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know how to say all that stuff.
Suni.
So what do you want as a career? You want to be a writer? Or what?
I wanted to be a physical therapist, and I thought about medical school and all of that. But I don't know now. I'm starting to get really interested. This field is fun. Like, compared to medicine.
Yeah. You're not going to get anybody's house again.
Yeah, what are you going to write? Wait, no one's going to let you in their house. Just forget it.
I figure, if I...
This is fun. It's fun, but you got to get into someone's house. That's the only problem. All right, so wait a second. Suni.
Yeah.
Sun-Yi is funnier. If you don't mind, I'm going to call her Sun-Yi.
Let me ask you, just sort of threw out before that she has an IQ of 94.
Yeah, Sun-Yi has an IQ of 94.
Yeah.
She was tested, so she's not particularly bright.
No, she's very young, and she's sort of immature. She looks young. I mean, have you ever seen her?
She looks like a baby,
She looks very young. I mean, she's very thin.
And I don't blame Mia Farrow for being upset. I mean, after all, the guy that she has in the house, he's sort of like her father figure and everything.
Absolutely.
He's a boyfriend, and all of a sudden he runs off with your daughter. I don't blame her for being angry. I can't believe the Hollywood community hasn't condemned him.
They don't.
They never do that because they're afraid of him.
That's what I said about Christy the other day. She said, how is this family supposed to understand? These young kids are supposed to understand that their daddy is now sleeping with their sister.
Right.
They don't understand it. And that's why his adopted daughter, she's so afraid of him.
Right.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. I was there on August 4th. And
you felt that? You felt that? You never saw any abuse or anything, did you?
No, I didn't. I mean, I was there on August 4th, the day of the alleged molestation. I didn't see anything.
Right.
I mean, obviously, or else there would have been, he would have been in jail right now.
Right.
But, I mean, I did witness, though, which I testified about in court. She used to lock herself in the bathroom.
The kid?
When he used to come over.
Really?
Yeah, and she would lock herself in, and she certainly wasn't, doing her business in there, because I would...
Oh, that's bizarre.
In fact, one time I came over, and Mia had actually told me, she said, you have to be watchful with him, because I'm suspicious about his behavior with Dylan.
Right.
And I thought... that couldn't be possible. What does that have to do with his affair with Suni?
Right.
What I didn't know was...
Why was she letting him in the house when he was having an affair with Suni? She was still dating... Mia Farrow was still going out with Woody, even though he admitted that he was dating Suni. She found pictures, right?
Yeah.
Now, don't you think that's weird?
No, it was, but, I mean, I was sympathetic because I saw it almost as like a desperate attempt for her to try to patch things up and get her daughter home again.
Right.
And I think, people made a big deal about the fact that, oh, God, she wanted to marry him, I don't even think it was so much that as, like, she was desperate to get him away from her daughter.
Oh.
So you saw that...
She was very vulnerable.
So what happened when Mia saw those pictures that Woody took of Sun-Yi? Was that, like, wild?
I mean, when she told me about it... No. Okay. No. I mean, nobody ever saw them, except she and her lawyer, I think. But, I mean, they were just... Basically, she went to pick up her son at his house, and they were, like, thrown up on the mantle.
Oh, so he was waiting to get caught.
Yeah, it was either that or he's just done it like 1,000 other times and he didn't care, They were just like, they were thrown up on the mantle. There's like cleaning people coming in and out. And
wow.
I mean, it was like outrageous.
Maybe that's your way of saying, hey, there's nothing wrong with this.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed.
I thought that was the strangest. I mean, my book sort of goes into detail about, that whole day that she found the pictures and what happened when she came home and stuff.
So if she has an IQ of 94 in your book, you say that? How does, like, Sun-Yi find her way back to her seat at the basketball games when Woody takes her to the basketball game?
He never lets her go by herself.
Yeah, right.
He holds her hand. That's what he told me. Mia said, why were you holding her hand at the basketball game? And he said, because I was afraid she was going to get lost.
It's kind of a cool book, and it must be weird, though, to be the nanny and watch Woody Allen and Mia carry on in their house and have all this menagerie of kids. And Woody didn't like the blind kid, you say, in the book?
He completely ignored her. And, this child was, like, terrified of him because he would sometimes he would lay on the floor in the kid's room.
Yeah.
And she would get up to, like, go to the bathroom or something, and she'd trip over him. He'd be on the floor. She wouldn't even know he was there.
So would you...
She was petrified of him. He would never say hello to her. He would just appear.
So would you say to Woody, hey, dude, why don't you move? I mean, the kid's blind.
Well, I mean, I actually, Mia told him, she said, I don't want you in the room, tonight or whatever.
What a wacky guy.
I'm telling you.
I don't know. I watch his movies, man. I always saw a lot of sadness in that guy.
But I didn't know it was manifested in this way. I thought he was taking it out on his psychiatrist's couch.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
When this story just first broke, didn't you assume that Sun-Yi was, like, young and bright and, like, taken with him and he was interested in her?
Yeah, I thought it was like she was like a Harvard girl or something.
Right, she was really into the movies and the...
Right, it would be that kind of professor-student thing.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
Here's an interesting quote from the book. Woody tells me all in the same conversation, I'm in love with Sun-Yi, I want to marry her. Then he says, let's use my relationship with Sun-Yi as a springboard to a new relationship for us.
Ah.
And Am I correct so far?
Swan dive, yeah.
And I think I gave Soon-Yi a little confidence. I think this was good for her.
Now, keep in mind, she had never had a boyfriend before.
Right.
Yeah.
Woody's her first, the lucky girl.
Yeah, some confidence. Woody had absolutely no interest in Mia's kids, Moses, and the blind one named Tam.
Yeah, Moses is one of his adopted children.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, really?
Which she's still trying to overturn these adoptions now.
Yeah, and what is her deal? Why does she want to adopt all these children? Obviously, this is an out-of-control situation.
Well, you just said, Christy, that, she found the pictures of Soon-Yi and Woody, and she went out and adopted 2 more children. It seems like at times of stress, she goes and adopts.
No, it seems that way, but she had put in for Tam's adoption like a year before.
Yeah.
There's, especially when you have foreign adoptions like that, there's tons of legal red tape to go through.
Now, let me ask you something.
What is she doing?
How do you know this? Here are some excuses Woody used to use to avoid sex with Mia. 1, I have Lyme disease. He would tell her he had Lyme disease, right?
He never went out in the country.
She told you it? Well, she really confided in you. I'd like to confide in you, believe me.
Well, what did she think? Woody wasn't having sex with her, and she still thought there was nothing wrong with their relationship?
Well, I think, you know what it was? It was just that, like Howard said, I guess maybe she just thought they were really comfortable, and, I guess that the sex had just, dropped off.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds to me, from the court proceedings, that after the birth of Dylan, of Satchel,
you're right,
that it all ended.
Yeah, it happens a lot. A lot of women dry up on you.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, I know. Lyme disease, huh? I have to try that.
You've been looking for this.
Hey, I have Lyme disease.
What Nanny looks like.
Yeah. And then he used to say he had chronic fatigue syndrome. And he also said he had fear of AIDS due to contact with a prostitute 13 years ago, according to your book.
Yeah, she actually testified about that in court. Talk about embarrassing details coming out in court.
Now, you say one of Mia's kids, Fletcher, I don't know how old he was when he did this, he chased Woody out of Mia's home with a stun gun?
Yeah.
Now, that's pretty funny.
I like that.
That's like classic scene,
Yeah, you saw that one.
Running out of the apartment. Woody running out of the apartment.
How old was the kid?
He's now he's like 18.
How old was he? How old was he at the time? Like 16?
17.
So Woody's such a wimpy guy that a 16-year-old could chase him around the apartment with a stun gun, and Woody couldn't disarm him, huh?
Runs down the stairs.
Yeah. No, that's funny.
Never
that
put
is a
that
scene
in a movie.
All right, a lot of these scenes easily be in
No wonder he went out with Mia Farrow.
Easily.
Yeah.
But Mia actually, just to address that question before, she really, as I said, there's sort of 2 families going here.
Yeah.
And her older children, some of them, are off. They're engaged to be married.
Yeah, they don't dig Woody.
And they're away. Oh, God, no, they hate him.
But Mia's a piece of ass, right? She's in pretty good shape.
Mia's in excellent shape.
Is she? She looks good, right?
She was on Letterman last night. She looked awesome. I haven't seen her in a couple weeks.
Did Letterman actually ask her some questions that were interesting?
No, and it was so funny because I was listening to you yesterday, and you said, well, remember you had said, they're not going to bring up anything about Woody, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was
he
disturbing.
Went back, he asked her about Sinatra.
You're kidding.
He didn't even ask her anything.
I said that.
I read that in the paper today, and I said it was exactly what you said.
My prediction was that Letterman would actually focus on the Frank Sinatra marriage and avoid the whole Woody Allen thing.
Yeah, it was so bizarre because he went back to her childhood up through Sinatra, and then skipped over that whole decade.
Yeah.
It was just so bizarre.
He hasn't
nothing.
worked in 15 years.
Now, a man claiming to be Woody Allen is here, and he says that he wants to rebut. Okay, let's bring him in now. This will be good, Christy, because it'll give you a chance to see Woody again. A man claiming to be Woody.
I want to talk about the first time you met Woody. You said he was sort of scared of you or something.
He was
man, you're a hot number. I mean, let's face it, you know that. I'm sure you have no problem getting guys. All right, here he is. Now you don't. Could this be? Hello, Woody. How are you? How are you?
Woody, what are you doing here, Woody?
Woody, why? Now answer the allegations of what Christy says. What about you and Soon-Yi? What's going on there?
I love Soon-Yi. She's part sex and part Vietnam flashback.
I see. No. Now, Woody is obviously nervous. This is very upsetting, the book.
Confront Christy again, I'm sure, is unnerving him.
I think you're obviously upset that Christy is here.
Woody, your hands look bigger. You
Yes. Obviously, look, this is an upsetting thing for Woody because Christy has written a book about it. Now, go ahead, Woody. What do you want to say to Christy?
You know how to have sex with a slope head?
How?
You dip your condoms in duck sauce.
Oh, my goodness. Now, that's very offensive. That's...
Woody! How dare you?
Now, discuss your relationship. Is what Christy's saying is wrong. Why don't you discuss your relationship with Suni? Please.
I have a pet name for Sunye.
Yes.
Some young gook.
You see, now those are offensive jokes. I can't believe you.
Do you think that Suni actually understands the game of basketball?
Don't go off the script, will you, Robin?
No.
But now, seriously, Woody, why is it that you had to be around the, I mean, after all, to go after Suni is so wrong. It was Mia's daughter. Really, I feel it was
Couldn't
wrong.
you meet another woman?
Yeah, really.
Mia had so many freaking kids. I had to nail one of them, didn't I?
Oh, man.
Well, obviously, you see things differently than Christy does, right? You absolutely do. Well, what do you see in this Sunyi? What do you do with her? She's much younger than you. It's outrageous.
There's nothing better than playing ping pong with a topless chink.
Oh.
You see, he doesn't...
No sensitivity whatsoever.
Now,
No sensitivity.
Your relationship...
I can't believe you.
Your relationship with Mia Farrow. Let me ask you a question. What did you see in Mia? What went wrong with Mia? Why didn't you just stay with Mia?
I must have hit myself on the head with my clarinet when I married Mia.
But the sex must have been good, Woody. I mean, certainly you must have loved having sex with Mia.
I would rather have sex with a piece of liver than Mia.
Oh, Woody, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, Chrissy, you are obviously not shocked about this, but I am. It's really outrageous. No, Woody. Let me ask you something. When you look at Sunyi, what do you see in her? I mean, it says here in Christy's new book that an IQ of 94. I mean, obviously intellectually.
How can you talk to her?
Yeah, what is it about Sunyi?
When I look at Sunyi's yellow body, I tremble like a malaria victim.
I got to tell you something. You're very, you're funny, but it's always sex with you.
Always sex.
Nothing cerebral about you.
One-track mind.
They're really, it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Well, I just want to thank you for coming in here, Woody.
That was very brave, don't you think?
Yeah, that was very brave of you. Seriously, I must admit. And I don't know what's on your mind with all of this. I don't know what's going on.
Still can't read you very well.
Yes. Do you have anything that you'd like to add before you leave? Because I must get back to Christy's interview.
Sunyi and me went to Chinatown. Christ, I thought I won the lottery.
All right, listen, I know you have to leave. I knew you couldn't spend much time with us.
You must be making a movie or something.
Yeah, what are you doing today? Are you making a movie?
I have to go to a Chinese restaurant and go as a waitress.
Oh, I see. No, I know you have to leave now, and I want to get back to my interview with Christy, so I want to thank you for coming in here and sharing some thoughts with us, okay? And I guess you're off now? You're going where? Seriously, where are you going? Oh, you have to go. Okay, thank you. Okay. All right.
Well, out of here.
All right, Woody. Actually, I don't believe that is Woody. That looks more like Steve the engineer. Thank you.
I always do want to say that to him.
Actually, you do a very good Woody impression, don't you? Steve does a good one, but
I was around him so much.
Yeah, and did you actually pick up the Woody Allen?
Yeah, sort of. I did.
Woody-isms?
Let me hear you do a little Woody.
Well, actually, there was a funny story. One time I brought his son over.
Right.
To a visitation, and I dropped him off, and we were actually all leaving together like 5 minutes later, and I sort of have this habit of, and I'm sure your babysitter does this, and your wife, of like taking the head of the sweater and trying to put it over the person's head.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I picked up his sweater just by habit from being around the kids, and I wanted to put it over his head. And he looked at me and he put his hands up. He said, "Geez, you didn't have to come over here to dress me. What am I going to say? My babysitter came over to dress me tonight."
Very good. Very nice.
Thank you.
So, have you heard from Mia's attorneys or Woody's attorneys? Are they upset about this book? What's the reaction?
Yeah, I have, but I can't talk about it.
Oh, really? You ever see Mia naked?
I was going to try and BS out of that one.
What about, so you're involved in that?
Well, it's sort of.
Yeah, because, I mean, you make allegations in here, you know, and who knows?
Well, I wanted to know about Suni's relationship with Mia.
Well, from what I understood, she was sort of like a cold child. She always had, even her with her brothers and sisters, she was sort of always the removed one.
Yeah.
She seems ungrateful, though. I mean, imagine a woman
takes you. She was like standing on the street or something wherever she was.
You ever see that picture?
An abused child.
You ever see a picture in Vietnam with the naked kid running down the street? She was. I think she was that kid.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
that was really
that was an old shot.
Yeah, with the napalm. Yeah. I mean, you know, she would have been destined to a horrible life.
Right.
Absolutely.
In Vietnam, and Mia Farrow saved her. And it's like, really, she has some sort of hostility to her to go out with Woody.
You know what it is, though? She was abused by her mother.
Right.
And I think that she sort of, like, came over here and, she brought over, like, all her motherhood baggage, and she went, like, I'm going to dump it on you, and I'm going to be rich and famous. You know, sort of like
Maybe that's it. Who knows? We're only guessing here, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you ever see Mia naked and stuff, like walking around the house? Or did you see Woody naked?
She actually she changes like in her closet and in the bathroom with the door. She's like the most modest person. I'm telling you, the most modest person I've ever met. Never swims in a bathing suit.
Really? What does she swim in?
Clothes?
Always swims. Yeah, she'll swim in like shorts and like a long T-shirt.
Really?
Yeah, she's
got a good body.
She does.
I mean, she has no chest, all right? I mean, it's nothing to speak, nothing like yourself. But,
now, did you ever see Woody say anything verbally abusive to Mia?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, like what?
He's a stabbing type, you know.
Like what?
Well, first of all, I actually heard telephone conversations that they had that we taped.
Really? You and Mia would tape phone conversations?
Well, I made the suggestion to her. I said, you're going to have to start taping these calls.
Right.
And because, I mean, it was getting outrageous. I knew he was taping her calls. And I knew that it would be used someday.
Yeah.
So she started taping his, and he was just like, he was like cursing at her on the phone. Like, he would act when he came over, like, sweet, and sometimes he would, like, stroke her head, and he would look at her and go, you know, are you okay? Do you feel better? Like, never once saying, like, I'm a schmuck, I'm a schlep, I'm sorry, what I did was wrong.
Right.
Always like, you know, forgive me. You know? Like, it was always like that. You know what I mean? It was never like, I'm sorry.
Ever see him naked?
God, no.
Ever see him in a bathing suit?
It's not even a mental image I want to picture.
Really? Not attracted to Woody, huh? Yeah, isn't it amazing, all these women fighting over Woody Allen?
Yeah, kind of a repulsive guy.
Yeah.
Ugh,
and so, like...
and he has the smallest hands. Strange.
Yeah, he's not a real man like myself,
really,
right?
Like, my hand, you know, it's just weird.
He's not masculine like me. So
I'll
wait a
never
second.
forget, though, you know, one of the first New York images I saw was Woody and Mia walking down the street holding hands.
Did you get to meet a lot of their famous friends? Would they have, like, friends over the house?
Mia she doesn't hobnob with celebrities. He does, I think, more so.
Yeah.
But he was sort of like, you know, removed. I mean, he always had his own apartment.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like...
So you'd have Dick Cavett and those guys over his place.
And then he would come over and visit the kids, so he had, like, the best of both worlds going. He had, like, his own apartment.
Yeah, I'm trying to set that up in my life. I'm trying to get my own place. Yeah, I know. You could learn some stuff from Woody Allen. Did you and Mia ever have to go watch him play that stupid clarinet?
No, I went down to Michael's pub one night and I met one of Mia's daughters when I first started working because I love jazz music and I wanted to see him play at Michael's pub. And they were shooting or something and we waited and finally he called the bar and he was like, you know, I'm not coming or whatever. But he used to play in her house.
Oh, yeah?
When he used to come up on Mondays, he used to, like, you know, in the TV room, he used to close the door and he'd bring out his music and he'd start playing. I think it was pretty good.
They got a nice house or is it run down? Looks kind of run down on TV when you see the outside of it.
To tell you the truth, it's very, like, comfortable and lived in.
Really?
And it's like completely made for children.
Really?
Like, you know, everything is round edges. Everything is
really?
Toys everywhere.
Hey, we got to let Fred in there, Fred. You wouldn't hurt yourself.
It's Fred-proof.
Yeah, it's Fred-proof. Fred would never ruin the house. Comes to my house, it's not child-proof. So probably, I mean, you're a hot number. I'm sure that, did Woody ever accidentally see you running around, like, in your panties or something?
No, not
really?
that I know of. But, you know, he could have been hiding in the closet. You know, who knows?
But when you would swim, do they have a swimming pool back there?
Mia has a big pond full of bleachers that you have to pick off after you get out.
Oh,
really?
I'm telling you.
Would you sunbathe back there?
Like, her daughters and I, we used to just pick them off our knees and stuff.
Would you sunbathe back there?
Yeah, I mean,
like you would be like a thong or something? Or would you wear one piece or a two piece?
One piece. I'm a one piece.
Are you?
Yeah.
And Woody maybe used to look you over or something? Did any of the kids, the older boys, look at you like, whoa?
No, because they had always had really nice girlfriends.
Really? Yeah. Jeez. Man, I would have liked it if my mom brought home a nanny for me like this. Nice 25-year-old blonde, college co-ed. Man. That would have been nice. And there was no love affair between you and Mia?
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. Maybe sometimes you hit something.
No.
No? You guys never kissed or anything?
No.
Never.
She's a really, really great lady.
Really?
I mean, despite the fact that everyone says she adopts too many children, she's nuts, she's this, she's that. Did any of you guys watch Letterman last night?
No, I didn't see it.
See, I'm just like out of my mind. I stay up till like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then I come in here. I get up to come here.
Right, so you're kind of wasted, yeah.
Sleep.
Right.
But she's a great lady. Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, she's just excellent. I mean, she's so cool. She took me on vacation with her.
Yeah, but why would she go out with Woody Allen? You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I want to be in the movie so bad, I'm going to date Woody Allen.
Yeah, that's what I always
No, but I mean, she had a movie career before him.
Yeah, I don't know. Not really.
No, she did.
Not a great movie career. It's almost like, well, I'm going to go out with Woody Allen. You don't go out with Woody Allen because you're in love with Woody Allen. If he's a crummy guy and if he's not even good looking. And,
the whole thing of just hanging on to him even when it wasn't working out.
Yeah, and then, like,
doing the movies.
He's dating
there was
Soon-Yi.
that conversation even afterwards. They were starting to work on that Manhattan murder mystery, and the question of whether she was going to do it or not going to do it.
After the allegations were made.
I wouldn't give her any more. I wouldn't let her adopt any more kids, quite frankly. I'd slow down with that.
The one thing in Mia's favor, though, is you can say that most of her kids are doing okay.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, her kids have all turned out really well.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have had any kind of life if it wasn't for her.
Right.
Yeah, I look at this, like, for example, this blind girl that she adopted.
Yeah.
This girl came over. She was, like, in an orphanage, like a terrible orphanage in Vietnam.
And now she's doing great.
And now she's, like, she speaks English. She has, her cane. She's going to get a dog soon. She's going to school. She has friends.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess.
Like, she's so, it's amazing what she's done with this kid. And she there was a lot of, emotional buttressing that went along with this. I mean, this kid came.
Okay, so we agree. Mia's a winner. Woody's a loser.
Well, one thing I do question is,
I wonder if Mia...
Is she going to be financially destitute now that Woody's not in her life?
Well, let me tell you something. She has almost $2 million worth of legal fees.
Wow.
But he's supposed to be paying them because it was a frivolous suit.
Yeah.
In other words, like, it was a suit that the judge basically said, you had no merit bringing this suit.
Yeah.
Really? So he has to pay for it?
Oh, yeah, but he's appealing. And until the appeals are up, she has to start paying her lawyer.
Oof. I want to know why that costs $2 million. Yeah, I don't get legal fees. I never have understood legal fees. I got some lawyers working for me. They come up with fees, man. It's
every time they pick up the phone, it costs you money.
Yeah, it's just weird. I mean, I never saw a business like that. God.
I'm up to my neck. You might have to have a fundraiser for me.
Really?
I haven't worked in a year. My boyfriend's been, like, giving me money.
Oh, no kidding. Did you get an advance for the book? You must have.
Yeah, we did, but,
You went through that already?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Maybe it wasn't worth it. Maybe you should have kept your mouth shut. I don't know.
Yeah, but the book is so good.
Yeah? Well, I'm going to finish reading. I started. I was fascinated. Hey, did she ever talk to you about Frank Sinatra? Did she ever bring him up?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You meet Frank?
No. I mean, she doesn't see him anymore.
She dug him?
Yeah, she still, he still calls. He sent her flowers, like,
really?
The whole thing. Yeah, It's all in the book, Howard.
All right, well, okay, I didn't finish it. It's called Me and Woody, Love and Betrayal by Christy Grotecki.
Grotecki.
Grotecki. Used to be Grotecki, but now all of a sudden it's Grotecki.
Grotecki. When I was in German.
Yeah. It's she's the nanny. And she squealed. You squealed.
Now
you are not. No one's going to hire you to be a nanny. Forget about that.
Donald and Marla, maybe.
Yeah.
The plastic surgeon.
Yeah, you need another famous couple to hire you as a nanny.
I don't know anything. Like that. And when it comes time to write the book,
there it is. Has Mia said anything to you? Has she said, like, oh, how could you do this to me?
Yeah, I mean, she did.
She was pissed, huh?
She was really upset with me. But we sort of patched things up since then. She called me back, and she said, I know you had good intentions when you began it, and I know it was, done with no malice to me. I think it was just, you know what it was?
She's probably just looking for get her nanny back. That's what she wants.
Yeah, she's got another couple.
She had a good nanny.
I was like a personal assistant. I was a nanny. I drove. I wrote letters. I did everything.
You did it all. Did you feel guilty writing the book?
When it came out, when I got her reaction, I did.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's a lot of details. It's a lot of private moments that, the press
would never have.
And, never have access to. And these were all moments that I think for her to read again were painful.
Yeah.
And, that hurts me because I was close with her. But
well, everybody read it. Mia and Woody, Love and Betrayal, Christy Grotecki. Rhoda K. Okay, I came up close. Thanks for coming by, Christy.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for telling us all that dirt.
Thank you.
I'm always fascinated by that. We'll be back.
I really think that Woody is a
hump.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I'm glad to publicize that.
Although I'd like him to direct my movie.
You would?
Yeah. To tell you the truth.
You'd work with him anyway.
Yeah, I probably would. To tell you the truth. If we get him back to some of those early Woody Allen films. Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.